Alright guys, I've got firewood prepped for this evening's campfire. I've got a load of driftwood on this side, just some scraggly stuff that's a little bit wet. You guys can see that's not snapping, it's kind of just bending, so that has to be dried out next to the fire. But I did get lucky and score a log that is solid oak. This thing is dense and dry. So I split that stuff down into some nice logs and a little bit of kindling pieces. I've got the fire pit stocked and ready to go. Before I light the fire, I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup, head upstairs to the tent, make sure everything's squared away inside of the tent. That way when I come back down here, all I got to do is sit back and relax next to the fire. So a little bit of a cleanup and then we're going to spark this thing up. Alright guys, just climbing up inside of the tent to do my once over here. I've got 2 lights up here for this evening, and I don't want to brag a whole lot, but I'm going to. Look at the view. Look at the view that I have. I have a 360-degree view. One of a forest behind me, 2 out the sides of the crescent-shaped beach with the waves crashing, and I can see far off into the distance. And then this beautiful thing right behind me, oceanfront waves. The tide's going to come right up almost to the bank of the ladder and then go back out. So I've got this sound to listen to all night long. So let me give you guys an inside look, first person, kind of poking your head out, show you what it looks like now while the light's still here, and then I'm going to go down, light the fire. I've got my backpack up here with all my clothing in it, so I've got socks, sweater, shirt, all that stuff for nighttime, and then of course hygiene stuff downstairs, so toothbrush, all that mouthwash stuff. Get all cleaned up, lock the Jeep up, and then come up here. So check out this view. All right, guys, got the campfire going, and it is throwing a ton of heat. This wood is burning very nicely once it dries out, and it's drying out very quickly. So we have a little bit of a somewhat sunset happening right now off in the distance, a little bit of yellow and pink, not a whole lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to toss on one of these oak logs, and I think I'm going to go dip my feet in the ocean. Get your socks, get your shoes off, roll the pant legs up, and go walk on the surf for a little bit. Come back up here, get nice and warm, and enjoy the nightlife. So let's go take an ocean walk. Alright guys, we're back from our oceanside walk. Boomer went in for a full body dip, so he's kind of bouncing around trying to dry off still. My feet are nice and dry, legs are nice and dry again. Full search for the campfire. And we're basically going to be parked right here in front of this fire until we burn through all of this wood. And we might even collect some more. I'm not too sure. The sounds of the ocean right now, the views out here were incredible. A little bit of color, tiny bit of a sunset, and an ocean walk definitely needed. So everything's cleaned up, and this is my favorite time in basically all of summertime of camping. even though I don't like the heat, is parking my butt right here on a nice cool summer night and enjoying a campfire. Got the waves in the background, the ocean sounds are incredible, all the lights are on, just has a really awesome vibe out here. So basically going to be sitting right here in front of the campfire, loading some of this wood, and I'll catch up with you guys when it's time to head up top inside the tent. All right, everybody, making our way up into the rooftop tent. The campfire is just about burned out, and as you guys can see, it is definitely comfortable in here. So this is a 2-person rooftop tent, the same company, the same style as the rooftop tent that I have on top of the GMC truck, which you guys have seen, except that is a 3-person. The difference is it's a tiny bit wider and quite a bit taller. So this one is a little bit shorter, but there is still a ton of room inside of here for Boomer and I, or 2 people. So loads of room in here. I went with this style tent for this Jeep as a solo sleep system, as whenever I take the Jeep, I'm usually by myself anyways. So this is more than enough room for me to get up on top of the Jeep and get out of the wind, the snow, the rain, all that stuff. So I've got 3 lights in here. These 2 at the head end and the foot end are going to be getting shut off, and this is going to get turned down to a really low light, a nice warm color, and you guys can hear the ocean. Just listen to this. That is going to be the sound all night long. So what I did is I zipped the solid panel on the outside of this shut. I've got this one zipped down quite a bit, and this one on this side is probably about 3 inches. I'm going to leave these like that, just the way they are on either side. The foot end, I want to close that solid panel, obviously, because a lot of ocean spray will come in if I don't. And all in all, I think it's going to be a pretty comfortable night up here. Boomer, as you guys can see, is falling asleep already. He had a long day. Just had a big old drink of water, so he's basically ready to go to sleep. I've got my sweater up here. I've got a backpack full of my clothes. I still got to get changed out of this. I've got nasty socks on, dirty pants and stuff like that. So I want to get changed into some fresh clothes and basically call it a night. Wake up early in the morning, start on a coffee, check the weather, see what that looks like, and definitely an awesome location. So this is my first night in this tent. If I remember, I will let you guys know tomorrow what I think about it, where it is smaller than the 3-person. I don't think I'll have a problem with it. I'm actually very comfortable right now, and I could just picture this in wintertime. The 3-person tent heats up very, very hot with the diesel heater on low. Popping the diesel heater vent inside of the window in this one, I think it's going to get really warm and toasty. So I'm going to wrap this up for tonight, and we will catch up with you guys first thing in the morning for coffee. So good night, everybody. See you in the morning. Good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful, cloudy, misty, eerie kind of feeling morning out here today. Boomer's chipper and ready to go. He passed out last night. He was super tired from swimming, walking, and everything else. And he kind of laid by the campfire. Once he got up in the tent, he was out for the count. So we are enjoying a cup of hot coffee right now. I'm kind of positioned in the tailgate area of the Jeep. I don't want to be on the far side because then I can't see the waves. But right here I can see the waves, and I'm blocking the wind using the tailgate and the back of the Jeep, which is working out pretty good right now. So we're having massive bands of fog push in and all this mist off the ocean. We get patches where it's really clear and I can see the rolling hills off in the distance. But right now it's socked in and it's almost like I'm kind of hiding in a cloud. The tops of the spruce trees are barely poking up above in the inland area, and outside here I can basically see the waves hitting the ocean, and that's it. Everything else past that is nothing but rolling fog. So last night's sleep in the tent was definitely enjoyable. The sounds of the waves. The full moon even took a little bit of a peek move through the clouds. It parted a little way. Big full moon blast and streak of glistening light right across the ocean water. I looked out of the tent and I could see everything around here. And that only probably lasted for about an hour, and then it went away and back to full clouds. So I'm going to sip on my coffee for a few moments, and then I'm going to take a look at the battery unit and the refrigerator, see how that did as far as battery consumption, and kind of just take the morning nice and slow. So cheers, guys. Morning coffee. We're right on the edge of the ocean. Alright, so with coffee all finished up this morning, let's take a look at the battery unit and the refrigerator and see how we did. I'm using the Jackery 2000 Explorer Pro. No, again, I keep mentioning this, my channel is not sponsored. I do not care if you buy anything I use. I'm just going to put the information out there so then you can do your own mathematical equations on what that unit can put out and what this refrigerator pulls. This is a refrigerator from Vevor. I've had this in the Jeep now for probably about 2 to 3 weeks, and so far it's been working really well, this combo. And I think I'm going to be leaving this in the Jeep and using the other refrigerator and battery unit in the other vehicles that I have. So looking at the battery unit, we're at 86% charged. It was 100% when I left home. Right now it is outputting 49 watts. I just kicked the refrigerator down from 5 degrees to 3 to get that to come on high so you guys can get an idea. So 49, that'll only run for about 5 minutes and then it'll shut off for about 20 to 30 minutes in this kind of ambient temperature. Right now it's about 15 to 18 degrees Celsius out. So right now the refrigerator is at 4 degrees and it is stocked full of food and drinks. It works really well, I gotta say. So the last trip I was out, I want to say probably about a week and a half ago with this, and again it just performed really well. I like how it's thin and it's long. It kind of fits in this area perfectly with the tailgate shut. It just barely clears the tailgate table when it's closed, holding the refrigerator in there really nice and sturdy. As well as the battery. The battery is a heavy unit, so it doesn't go flying around in the back of the Jeep. And it just kind of sets in there and nestles right next to the refrigerator. If I were to take my back seats out, where this is a 2-door Jeep, I would gain a lot of room. If I were to do that, I would put a sliding unit here so I could slide the refrigerator out on like a sliding table. However, I bring my son and my wife in the Jeep with us on random days when we're out exploring, so my seats have to stay in the Jeep for that purpose. So this is how it's going to be configured, which is kind of a bonus because then I can bring gear in and out, and it's not a fixed configuration where this has to go here. I can move this to the other side. I could turn it sideways. Realistically, if I wanted to, I could put the seats down and put this in the back seat and just do a whole bunch of different things. So the battery, the refrigerator worked really well last night. Everything stayed nice and cool. I charged camera batteries, a couple flashlights, and things of that nature. Everything worked really well. So it did not rain. we were expecting rain, and I say this a lot, the weatherman likes to play tricks on us. So today it is forecast to rain. I don't know what's gonna happen. Got a bit of water dripping off the window though. Things are still wet from the moisture and the mist and the fog pushing in. I gotta get this awning put away. So gladly it's not raining, but it is still a little bit wet. So I'm gonna unhook that side, fold it up, get that packed away, and then start on the rooftop tent. Alright guys, we've got everything in the Jeep totally packed up, and it is time to hit the road. Get Boomer inside of the Jeep, get it fired up, and make our way off this beach. So, if you guys have any questions or comments, drop them down below. Be sure to check out part 1 of this adventure, as I'm splitting these long adventures into 2 parts from now on. So check out part 1 and part 2, and hopefully you enjoy it, and I'll catch you in the next adventure. Peace out everybody.